All right, take two. It's Monday. It's rundown. It's April 11th. I'll get that right because we just did the what?
Jesus Christ.
June 11th.
Yes.
What did I say?
April?
Close.
Wow.
Couple months off.
Wow. That was take two. I was going to say we get it right. We did the whole opening. We did this whole great body armor thing, and then they came out and said we weren't taping.
Johnny revealed some crazy news that he'll never say again.
Yeah, lost. Body armor, if I'm going on memory, you said your favorite was the banana. I said fruit punch. We cracked jokes how they trademarked big dick dudes.
I don't have a big dick. We talked about that.
Talked about how Rapoli's bitching about, the guy who owns Body Armor is bitching about the Belmont. He thinks there was collusion. It was great. And then they came out and said we weren't ready. So now we're doing it all over again. But it is still brought to you by Body Armor. Okay.
Delicious.
Let's get into the stories. LeBron James, Bron. I don't know when Manziel stands on him because I know, like,
oh yeah,
he wore your shirt. Oh, this was draft. I was saying to him earlier, there's a tweet that Freezing Cold Takes likes to put out that said, so when the Browns drafted him, I said LeBron couldn't save Cleveland, but Johnny Manziel will. That did not pan out for anybody.
Definitely not.
Regardless, Bron after they lose, after they got swept, he says that he probably had was playing with a broken hand. That was the doctor analysis. Yeah. He probably had a broken hand.
Well, first question, Joe on the left side, second row.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. LeBron, we're just learning about your hand injury, and we can obviously see the brace. Can you take us through what happened and if it caused you any problems over the final 3 games?
What happened? Self-inflicted. Post-game after game 1, very emotional. For a lot of different reasons, understanding how important a game 1 is on the road for our ball club. What would that done for us? The way we played, the calls that was made throughout the course of that game. I had emotions on, the game was taken away from us. I had emotions of you just don't get an opportunity like this on the road.
No, it was he has a pretty much broken hand.
Pretty much broken hand.
Halfway broken.
Halfway broken.
It's an official diagnosis. The doctor came in and was like, hey, LeBron, I got bad news. Your hand is pretty much broken.
Imagine reading that off like a sheet. That's a pretty much broken hand. So I said, first of all, and then Brian Windhorst's mouthpiece is the one who's like tweeting out. It's like, he's only saying this now because he didn't want Golden State to know that he was injured, which I don't even know what that means in basketball.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Golden State won the finals.
Yes.
Whatever.
He's wearing the air cast, and now everyone's putting out these videos. You got him doing push-ups. You got him doing these crazy-ass handshakes. This is why I hate LeBron James. Like, nobody's really saying anything. Just shut up. He can't. But you got swept. They're way better. No one's even blaming you, LeBron, because it was like Golden State's 5 men deep.
It's a mismatch in itself.
You're right. So first of all, again, I don't know where you're at with LeBron. Are you like,
Me and LeBron are still cool. I look at the situation now, and now that it comes out, I think it's a little crazy that everything LeBron does, if anything would have happened prematurely, the fact that it doesn't get out because Golden State, they didn't want Golden State to know about it. I think that's a little bit crazy. What are they going to do? Attack his left hand?
That's what I mean. It's one of those,
slap him on the left hand every time.
Draymond Green will go after his hand. It's not like a knee or like, I don't even know.
And why do you have to say it? Why do you have to say it in the post game? Like, it's just one of those things. He brings it all himself. Like, nobody was saying anything. It's like he had maybe his greatest postseason ever, and then he just blatantly lies in front of you.
I don't think that makes any difference if LeBron has a halfway broken hand, a quarter broken hand.
But it's not broken.
Outcome.
No, it's pretty much broken.
It's pretty much.
It's pretty
much broken.
There's
pretty much broken.
Somebody tweets to me today, like, you don't know, the shooting motion is very different than doing push-ups.
Pretty much broken.
Like, there's no friggin' chance. There's just no chance. And I thought that, like, there had to be cameras on him 24/7.
Yes.
How could you hide an injured hand?
Much broken.
Not only that, not a whisper of it.
No.
Not a whisper.
Nothing.
No. Dave, you nailed it. This feels so good because LeBron has reached such a high level that it's hard to hate him anymore the way that we used to. But this is like old-time LeBron hate. Coming out in that cast, in like the
Pretty
oh
much
man,
broke
it's so
my hand.
broken that I need it. And now the story is he wanted to wear the cast because Windhorse came out with it before the press conference. So
Windhorse, Windhorse.
what are you talking about?
Windhorse, I think, would just die of natural causes if he did anything LeBron didn't want him to do.
Right. And so the whole thing is just ridiculous. And the craziest part, and you said it, Dave, LeBron, these playoffs are not going to be remembered as the Warriors back-to-back. It's going to be remembered as LeBron carrying a bunch of bums to the finals, having an unbelievable 2 months, and then he takes all of that where everyone said, no one's blaming you, man. Like, no one thinks that this was your fault. Pretty much broken hand. Got to have the cast. Got to have an excuse.
I mean, it is what it is. The finals went the way it did. Like,
Yeah.
there was me
It's
looking
over.
back at the finals. It was like, listen, you had a chance to do something in game one to completely shake up the whole series. You had a chance to be able to do it. It didn't work out. It shit the bed. It is what it is. You know. You
And he
didn't
was
have the
still
team to
bitching
compete
about,
with
by
them.
the way, that later. Like, Dan, to your point, I was so, all right, they got swept. It was so over the way they
Right.
lost. I didn't even watch the press
Yeah, it
conference.
wasn't even a big deal.
And then I heard after, I'm like, what do you mean broken hand?
No one would have said anything. No one would have come away from these playoffs being like, LeBron choked. Because he didn't. Like, he didn't. He brought a really bad team to the finals, and then a way better team beat his team, but then with the fucking pretty much broken hand. And this is also hiding the fact that LeBron can't control his emotions enough, that he's just going around punching things.
Punching whiteboard.
Come on,
He
man.
definitely did. If he actually punched a whiteboard, it was for sure like a fake punch of the
Yeah.
whiteboard too.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
LeBron
yeah,
guy.
he probably had like Ty Lue hold a pillow in front of it. Damn it, JR.
SeatGeek, use the promo code RUNDOWN, $10 off your first order. You can get any tickets you want. It's a dead season. Go watch Johnny play in Canada. $10 off, so you can do that. Baseball, the only thing going right now. The runners are mad. An ongoing thing with Barstool is we've had this ongoing feud with like runners, marathoners. They get their panties in a bunch quickly, and they did. Our Twitter account, social media tweeted, it was Purdue got caught in some race. Maybe USC beat them. The girl, it was like a 4x4 relay. Yeah, she had a huge lead.
Huge lead.
Looked like she was gone. And then some woman runs, catches up, past her at the very end. And Coley, who runs social media, I think called it the great choke in sports of the weekend.
Which it was.
That can be debated.
I think if you're that far ahead, you probably aren't running all out. Like I
but
think there was
when
probably a
you
little
run
left.
all-
She didn't know.
I don't think she was coasting at the
but she
chance for a
didn't know.
national championship.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a choke.
I don't know.
I think, but let me put it this way. You can't get like freak out for someone calling it a choke.
No.
It's close enough where it's like, did they win? Did they choke? Well, Carl Lewis got mad. I didn't even know Carl Lewis was still alive.
Yeah.
Carl Lewis from the clouds, like very angry.
Girl who came in second had the second best split time, so she was the second fastest runner.
She was the second fastest runner.
Of what?
The girl that passed, the girl that came
Of
in
the
second.
20 or so
Of
runners.
the 20 or
that-
whatever.
that
Oh,
did
so
the
that would-
400.
So maybe it wasn't
That
a
would
choke.
that would make
Not
That
a
would make
choke.
it not a choke.
That's not a
The
choke.
4x4.
Was the
She
first
had
was the
then that's
first
not-
person
I-
that obviously had to have had the
Okay.
fastest split.
Yeah.
through.
So then I take back the choke. I didn't know that fact. That's not a choke. She just got beat.
Incredible effort.
Yeah. And a bad timing, but if you listen to the announcers, they actually said the same exact thing happened last year. Like when you're out of gas,
You're out of gas.
You're out of gas.
Yeah, you lost your air.
But
When
still,
you lose
Carl
your air.
Lewis being like, I forget. Do we have the Carl Lewis tweet? Do you have the Carl Lewis tweet?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up, Tommy.
He actually Twitter should actually suspend him. He threatened to
probably
choke
will.
us. He did. He threatened to choke us. Did you
And
see,
that-
Dave? I responded.
Yeah, it's the best response ever.
With the Danny Boy Kane, and then everyone responded to me and Carl Lewis being like, "Carl, is it true you have the swine flu?"
Yeah.
and just going after him.
And
for
then
that.
people would send me his first pitch as well, which is an all-timer. Put in Carl Lewis's first pitch. Tommy.
Jeez,
Pulling
Tommy.
it up.
He does actually.
All right, you
in-
mean you need to be choked for that comment? If you do not follow the sport or care about it, please do not comment. That was an amazing effort by both athletes. Your hand being tired from typing is not the same as doing it. But what would you know?
So pretty much stay in your lane if you've never ran the 4x4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis, I'm not even sure. I told Frankie Wiggins, so I don't know that Frank even knew who Carl Lewis was.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is.
a lot of people probably know him from Danny Boy Kane. Yeah,
But you don't know who he is.
hightail it
an
out of there like
all-time.
Carl Lewis.
Are you like Carl Lewis?
I know who he is.
But not like Carl Lewis was,
Danny Boy Kane might be the reason why most people know Carl Lewis.
which is crazy because Carl Lewis was huge.
He tweets a lot, Carl Lewis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Almost 5,000 tweets.
I didn't know.
A lot of tweets.
Yeah.
Tweets.
All right.
He basically did the get back in your mother's basement thing to us, which I actually kind of enjoy that because it feels like that doesn't happen very much.
Well, Carl Lewis may be enough
Right.
out of the loop.
Right, but like bloggers, I feel like we don't get that insult.
Get back
and it's
at-
almost
yeah.
a throwback. I kind of
Yeah.
enjoy it when it happens.
It is crazy how mad runners get. That's a throwback to Hall if you hydrate.
Yeah, I mean it's a theme for any sport that's not a mainstream sport.
Yeah, they take
people,
the cyclists.
soccer,
yeah.
like all these.
They don't like it. They want coverage, but then if you say something
Right,
negative,
UFC, I get every time I talk about UFC, you don't know shit about UFC. Well, don't you want a guy like me talking about UFC? Like that means it's kind of mainstream.
we got this. Dan, you did this video, which I just stopped in my track. So, Arkansas fan of the College World Series is mad about. Were you watching this live?
Yes.
So how are they? He's just pointing at the umpire for an entire inning.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Pissed about a call.
So is ESPN showing the dual screen like
yeah,
that?
Yeah, because he wouldn't stop pointing. It was like it became awkward because the guy just was standing. So I guess this guy's name is Hognoxious, and he is a diehard Razorback fan, obviously. But someone tweeted me and told me that his other claim to fame was when the Arkansas used to play Tennessee, the Lady Vols. He used to bring a huge pacifier to the game and wave it in Pat Summitt's face whenever she cried about a call. So this guy is just a passionate Arkansas fan.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too.
He intimidated him.
Let them know.
And
Yeah.
you have to be like that to be that. I mean, the College World Series is fun to watch. That was a super regional.
Yeah.
Like you're very passionate if you're in the stands
That's
at
it.
those
To get
games.
to Omaha, that's your ticket to Omaha.
Yeah. Was it at Arkansas too, or did he travel?
I think it was. I don't know. I think it was at Arkansas. Yeah, it looked like it was at Arkansas. But Hognoxious, he did.
No clarification on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
we don't. Yeah,
clarification.
that's good
Can I,
enough.
can I get the topics beforehand so I can have facts ready?
Yes, Tommy.
I was thinking
That's
about that
actually
the other day.
fair. That's
Very,
really
very
fair.
fair point.
Very
A lot of
A
ads.
lot more pressure on me though. Now I don't have that excuse to pull out.
That's true. You just dug yourself a hole. It's like careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Movement watches, mvmt.com/rundown. You get 15% off, free shipping and returns. It's sunglass season. Also good for Father's Day. Cheap shades, look terrible. I always lose expensive pairs. MVMT, this is me. See, you laughing at this read, Tommy?
No, you're killing it.
Wow.
They're a fair price. They start just $70. So MVMT watches, they are good shades, and I do always lose them. This story, so I saw Dan, you were with A-Rod this weekend. I saw that at
Yep.
the quarterly meeting. Call him your favorite boss ever. Some people chirping me saying that was a ricochet shot.
No,
it's
I don't
definitely
think
in your
so.
face.
It was
Yeah, it
a
is.
really
Definitely in
nice
your
dinner.
face.
Listen, I've never been reprimanded by A-Rod. I also have never gotten a paycheck from him, but
A-Rod, by far, has probably the most legendary power move stories going. So I guess he said he used to ride the subway to the Subway Series, Mets Yankees, and a Yankees beat reporter tweeted, "Tough to believe that A-Rod is a man of the people riding the subway when he didn't put his own toothpaste on his toothbrush in the Mets clubhouse," which is an all-time move to make somebody put your toothpaste on.
Big time move.
And there's a saying right up there with when he just pissed on Yuri's rug
Yes.
as a power move.
yes.
So,
Show him who's boss.
yeah.
Yeah, all-time
Imagine-
boss. See, that really is what it is. It's like, I don't want to piss him off, so he is my favorite boss because I don't think you have it in you to just show up at my house and piss on my rug.
I don't know that I would do that.
Exactly.
So, does he not brush his teeth, you think? First of all, I'm believing this story.
No,
about this.
he brushes his teeth. He just has someone
Right.
put the toothpaste on for him.
So if the toothpaste
His
isn't
teeth-
there, he's
Yeah,
yelling
no,
at people.
Yeah, yeah. And also, listen, A-Rod definitely was on the subway for the Subway Series. I don't think A-Rod has ever told a lie in his life. So I don't want to. Tommy agrees with me. Tommy's a big A-Rod guy. I don't like this. Whoever this reporter is saying that A-Rod isn't believable.
A-Rod,
A-Rod's one of the most believable guys I've ever met.
I have a bucket closet still back home of A-Royd shirts, just for the records. Which,
Might want to burn those. Let's burn those.
what
Let's give
about
them
you
away.
ever, when you hit a certain level of stardom, you ever have anything that you look back like, that's so deep that it did that?
I haven't hit that level. I respect it as a power move in general, though.
Mm-hmm.
My question more so is that this guy's only job? Does he also put his slippers down at the front? Like, what is the extent of just toothpaste? What is the salary for that a year?
Yeah.
I'll put A-Rod's fucking toothpaste on his toothbrush for a certain amount of money every year.
I think the bigger the power move is if it's his only job. Like you just have you have a
It's my
line of
toothpaste
guys
guy.
like that's toothpaste guy, and you almost wear a shirt like toothpaste guy.
Yeah.
Like you just have toothpaste at
Yeah.
all times.
What's the biggest perk though? Like, what's the one job that someone did that maybe you look back and you're like, man, that was a little ridiculous?
Oh man, I was probably when I was in college. I just couldn't start going out to certain places to eat and stuff. So I would send a couple of my boys just to go get food, and then I would give them some extra money to go. I'd grab some beers or something and bring them back. Or
That's
whatever
fair.
For them.
It's like personal
yeah,
seamless.
just a little bit of like, here
You
you go, here's
never-
some free drinking money, and just grab some food while you're at it.
You know what you needed? What you never had? You never had a don't take a picture of Johnny.
Yeah.
Definitely never.
Yeah,
had that
Could've
guy.
used one of those
No,
guys.
no doubt.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
You had
It
your own
gets
guys taking
hairy in
pictures
those
and selling them.
Yeah, you take the no doubt.
Yeah.
You live and
Thinking of
you
one guy
learn.
who used to wear hats. Not going to say his name.
What?
Thinking of one guy in Johnny's crew that used to wear hats that might have been the taking a picture and selling it to people.
Yeah, no
Not
doubt.
gonna say a name.
Yeah, probably like Uncle Nate or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There
I
we
remember
go.
that
You
guy.
said the name. I didn't.
Yeah. I remember when we were early. It's like everything was directed. Like, go deal with that guy. It's like, okay. Belmont Stakes was this weekend, and Body Armor owned 2 horses in it. First of all, Justify won the Triple Crown. Now there's some story. This is probably the only reason. They're saying there's collusion with the Baffert horses. Like one of them ran interference. Rapoli's everywhere, making us think about it. Now I will say, he was also very clear he thinks Justify probably would have won. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. As a horse racing guy, I know Rapoli thought his jockey did not follow his instructions, and I know the horse that they're saying was like the blocking horse, 1,000% did not follow the instructions of the owner. The owner of the horse who's being accused of being blocking is like, I have no fucking clue what my horse is doing.
Who was Rapoli's horse?
He had Noble Indy, who,
Who
was
got
supposed to go to
blocked.
lead.
Who got blocked,
And then
yeah.
he had Vino Rosso.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing, he said his strategy was Vino Rosso. I mean, Noble Bird goes right after Justify, wears him out, and then from the back,
So he wanted to do the same thing.
yeah, he wanted to run, but where it gets confusing is if owners and jockeys aren't listening, or jockeys and horses aren't listening to what the owner says to do,
Right.
which is what he's saying happened, which appears to have happened. So,
I mean, Justify's a hell of a horse.
great horse.
Yeah, you win the first 2, you go into that race. I mean, it's a different plan if say, the horse that's blocking completely disregards
Right.
everything that's going on and just goes rogue and ruins the whole thing. I don't feel like it was that way. I mean, I sat there and watched. I feel like for the majority of it, Justify was a horse that was worthy of winning that race
Yeah.
for sure, as they had showed 2 weeks before.
I didn't notice anything in real time.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't like do anything illegal,
I don't.
again,
see
I'd be
it.
pissed if my horse didn't follow my instructions because they're saying Baffert maybe had all these other horses in cahoots. Who knows? Who knows?
Is Justify going to run in the breeders?
No, maybe they're saying the next time he's going to run will be either Saratoga Travers, Pacific Classic Del Mar, or Haskell Monmouth.
Okay.
So one of those.
And then he's
three.
probably going to retire.
Yeah, which sucks.
What a life.
Yeah.
What a life.
Oh, what a-
Basically 9 months of work, and then
Yeah.
your come is $200,000 a load.
You're getting a lot of loads out.
Yeah.
Yep. I also saw Gronk and Belichick. I talked to Gronk 24 hours after starting that rumor about him getting traded.
I heard you were pretty hot and bothered in the office.
I was. I
about-
thought I got set up. I mean, I got set up. Feidelberg made it seem like it was a fact. Jerry made it seem like it was a fact, and like we're just not saying it. Like, well, we gotta say it. That's what we do. We say stuff. But Gronk he was fine. It's like fake news. What's up with the fake news? And to a point, we know enough people. Maybe if I was interested in like really trying to get to the bottom, not that they would have said it, but I don't follow up on shit.
No. You actually say, in your defense, you said if you're wrong, you don't want any credit for being wrong, and you want all the credit for being right.
Right.
Which is
fair.
ideal situation.
Yeah,
did.
that's totally fair.
And that's what we are. It's like if we're right, everyone's like screams like give Barstool. If we're wrong, it's like, hey, we're a comedy site.
What you got to do is you got to do the question marks.
Yeah.
Like I think Chip Kelly to Florida. I just said Chip Kelly to Florida, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then everyone's like, you guys are wrong. It's like, I didn't say it.
Yeah, that'll
I
get
asked the question.
the job done for the credit part.
Right, come on.
Semantics game. We got this big thing in Singapore tonight. Kim Jong-un, Trump, all of them together. This is great because we're getting so many stories from Kim Jong that Trump's going to have to really up the ante here. But there's that video of Kim Jong, when he's in the limo, he has like 500 people running next to the limo at all times, which is hilarious. And he also brought his own toilets because he's afraid if he takes a shit, people are going to dumpster dive for shit, and then they're going
Examine
to
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
figure out how to make a superhuman. Both, just great stuff. I'm like pretty excited. I know my dad like can't wait whether Trump goes for the handshake.
Oh, the handshake is this is the most anticipated
deal.
handshake in the world.
One hand, two hands,
Who
the
lets go
slap,
first?
the shake.
Like Trump's never going to let go.
Does he pull him in?
The summit might never end.
What if they're just wrestling and like a handshake for like an
And
hour?
then it's World War III over a handshake. And actually, we're laughing, but that's
No,
not that
the
crazy.
tensions in this whole
Yeah.
deal are extremely high for sure.
I think I'm surprised. Trump seems like the type of guy. All right, you have like 20 guys running next to your limo. I'm gonna have like 50.
Yeah.
And then it just escalates to like all of Singapore is just people running, like jogging around limos.
See, this is why A-Rod's move makes sense because like those guys, Trump and Kim Jong-un, definitely get the toothpaste on their
No doubt.
toothbrush.
I thought you were gonna say if Trump just brought A-Rod just to like take a
Piss
leak,
on it.
like
Yeah,
right
that also
before
would be
you-
a great
Piss
move.
on his rug.
Yeah, piss on the seat of his toilet.
I heard we were hearing on the cab ride over, J-Lo wearing a full money jumpsuit was on Kimmel, and they were talking, and she was like, I guess they asked. She said she goes. A-Rod goes to a bunch of her concerts in Vegas, and to repay the favor, she goes to a lot of baseball games, and she just listens to him in an earpiece during the game.
Yeah.
At the game.
Yeah, that's just love.
That's crazy.
That's love
Imagine
to its
having A-Rod
fullest.
piced into your ear.
That's
whole time.
that's
For
relationship
3 or 4
goals.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, relationship goals.
That is crazy.
It would be great if she could. I bet you they could get it where it's just
I said
A-Rod
that.
feed.
Just A-Rod.
Just
That's
A-Rod.
it. Yeah.
No one
She
else.
probably does.
Yeah, that's love.
The caps on the Stanley Cup is a very unique hockey thing in which you just go berserk for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after you win it. Ovi is certainly doing that. He was swimming in the fountain, doing like shotguns, singing "We Are the Champions," fucked up everywhere. There's not much. It's awesome. Shout out Nate, double earache still.
Poor Nate.
Double earache.
I mean, the fact that the cup is in New York right now and he's in D.C.
Yeah.
He's just zigzagging.
Yep. And he's covering it old school, doing a great job. I mean, what can you say? It's pretty awesome to see.
There's no celebration like the Stanley Cup celebration because one, the team all like parties together. Two, it's always nice weather. And
Yep.
three, the cup, wherever the cup
Not
goes,
only nice weather, it's changing nice weather in like warm weather cities.
Yeah. So people aren't sick of the summer or
Yeah.
any of the hot weather. And three, the cup, wherever the cup goes, that's the biggest party in the world.
Yeah, madness ensues from the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
I'm a big hockey guy myself. Like, you see Ovi finally win it after all the stuff that they've gone through the last like years to finally like break through that. Is he should enjoy this for months to come.
We were very close to putting an American Ovi shirt on sale. Like, and I was like, he's Russian. I don't know. It's tough.
I think he's saying "We Are the Champions" about 3,000 times.
Yeah.
Every clip he just starts doing.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, it's a
Sing what
good-
you know.
Yeah, he can't stop.
Шашлык Ови. Сань, сколько сегодня будешь делать мяса? Сколько мяса будешь делать сегодня? Профи.
Once it works and you're like shit-faced and don't know, it's like just go,
Yeah,
I
just
guess.
keep
It's like an
going.
easy, and because people go nuts every time. Also, if you haven't seen Caleb and Roan, very funny. They're
Caleb getting into that
doubt.
other guy's telecast.
Was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Monumental Sports ponied up the $100,000 to keep Metro open an hour longer. So
Tell us how it's going out here. Caps won. Caps here.
Are you for real right now?
Are you for real? We won! Oh yeah! Let's go!
Hang on a second, because I gotta bring in.
I'm a fan. Snapchat. Barstool.
I gotta bring in my man Augustus here.
And that black dude who's like, was hilarious. He's like, Cup's finally coming home. He's like, you watch a lot of hockey? He's like, nah. It's very funny.
Here for the
Here
party.
for the party.
Yeah. The Balls back in the news, sort of. They made this rap video. It's a 10. I don't know. I mean, I loved it. And the fact that they keep just saying, buy our merch, like that's the hook of the rap song. It's just buy our merch.
So next level.
It's awesome.
See me posted with the fam, see me posted with the brand. Y'all just do it for the gram, and we do it for the fans. BBB, oh, ay, BBB, oh, ay, BBB, oh, ay, BBB, oh, ay. Everybody see me ballin', big ballin', I be with my brothers. Thanking God, then I thank my mother. She beat the odds, made it out the struggle. Mellow put up in the lamb, Jello put up in the Rari. People hating on the brand, why? 3 B's, never sorry. Nah, big ballers making boss moves. Double R with the cleanest shoes. Red Demon know that Zeo too. Light to light, man, I'll never lose. Hey, Debo.
Get your merch, get your merch. Wear it. Get your merch, get your merch.
You say you want $1 billion deal, you don't get it, and you just say, fuck it. I'm gonna do it myself. Also going to rap about it and put buy your merch in every single line
just
of
an
the
ad
song.
in your song.
Doesn't get any better.
It's a rap ad song, but it plays. It's
Yeah.
just buy our merch.
Did you ever get approached to do a rap song? I feel like that.
You must have.
Yeah. The fact that you didn't is almost a shocker.
No, I don't think so. If I could go back at it now, there's no point in signing a deal. Just make your own cleats and your own merch, and just
At the
rap
height, yeah,
hype,
you
and
could
that's
have done
it.
that, right?
No
That
doubt.
may be your problem, right? That should have been
Sign with Big
flying
Baller
out.
Brand.
Yeah.
Their shoes stink, by the way.
And they take like 6 months to deliver.
Yeah, it's great.
But I still love Big Baller Brand.
Yeah, buy our merch. It will show up in
I think LeVar Ball is the king of building up the hype, and he's done
Brilliant.
that. It's when he first came out, when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know about this guy. As it's progressed, I'm like, you know what? I respect the hell out of him for this.
Brilliant.
He's a small
brilliant.
business owner trying to take down big dogs. He does it in a certain way that some people might not like, but like the basis of the story, how can you not root for
The
small
publicity
guy?
in itself, just from that standpoint, is off the charts.
To do
off the charts.
that rap song and have it be like that kind of serious, and then every like 20 seconds just buy our merch is like awesome.
It's going to be very interesting to see where the balls are.
Oh, it's all within the whole family too.
Yeah.
Like the 17-year-old son is driving a Lamborghini, and they're all as a family. Like,
And he'll do
really
anything. I
profiting
mean,
off
he
this.
ships them to Lithuania, ships them like he
No.
does not give a fuck.
Nope.
I will say, I think the Laker kid's gonna be pretty good before it's all said and done.
He's got to get a shot.
Totally. Anything else post show? We have comeback season drops tomorrow. That's why you're in the office. When do you go back to? Oh, you played your first game, by the way.
First
well,
game.
preseason. And played pretty well. You were saying earlier
Like
how
I said,
crazy
$10
it is.
off your first ticket from SeatGeek if you come to. If you end up deciding to come to Hamilton, tickets are probably only about $10, so you may get
May
the
a
first
free
one probably
ticket. I wonder
free
if
for
they're
sure. So still learning the CFL game, but hey, it's interesting. It takes me back to the college days a little bit, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you haven't been named starter, right?
No, nothing so far. I throw a ball out of bounds the other day. I turn around. First of all, the flags aren't yellow.
What are
They're
they?
like orange or red.
Okay.
And I turn around. I see the flag on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck had I possibly done? And intentional grounding is the same rule as it is in the States as it is in Canada. And I guess they measure it by the inch to when the ball goes out of bounds or some shit. And got a foul. So I'm kind of just out there winging it as it goes along as far as the rules go. Like, it's definitely a different sport.
Ironically, probably my favorite outside of the Patriots, like player of all time, is Doug Flutie, who's like I think he's like the #1 Canadian football guy. I would
Pretty
say.
much.
Yeah. So.
Is Henry Burr still playing?
Nope.
Okay. He won like 1 million Grey Cups.
Yeah.
Chicago Bear
It's
legend.
it's a new era in the CFL, but
It's exciting to see, yeah. And the scores are always like a bazillion, aren't they? Like,
But they
super-
are
Everybody likes
because I've
points,
tried
though.
to bet
Everybody
the over.
likes points.
No, they aren't though. I've tried to bet the over. Then you get one team. I feel like there's a lot of teams in that league that just can't score at all. So it'll be like when we always break our brains, the over will be like 49, and one team will win like 45-3. You'd be like,
Right.
oh, I'm good. They have 30 points. in
Yeah,
the
you
first
don't
half.
want to see a team out to a 28,
I'll give you
31
some advice.
point.
And just go ahead and bet the under every time and see how that works out for you.
I've tried it. I've done it.
So when's your next game?
That's exact.
Is the opener.
I think we play first season games in Calgary. I think Saturday.
How's the travel there? By the way, you got a $50 fine.
You did?
I believe
That
I-
50?
something like that. It's a little bit different than the NFL. It's not like the $5,000 fine that you would get for doing something.
$50 fine.
It's a little bit different.
For what?
Travel's a little bit different. I'm travel commercial too.
Right.
We took a train.
Yeah,
to
I'd
imagine.
Took a train to Montreal the other day. I know you're a big private flyer.
I
guy,
tried to
so,
be.
I mean, flying commercial with the team. It's definitely going to be a little bit of
Sit
an
middle
adjustment.
seat?
But
Yeah.
middle seat.
Middle seat Johnny.
Ooh.
Hope not.
Yikes.
Hey,
Don't like to see that.
MJ had to ride the bus.
No doubt. Following MJ's footsteps.
Comeback
that's true.
season.
Seems to
Good
work.
point. Good point.
Hey, we're back to playing ball nonetheless. At least it's better than sitting on my ass reading Barstool all day.
Yeah, you
Now
can
I
do
can play
both.
ball.
Yeah, now you
so
can do
both.
both. Yeah.
Do both and the podcast. So check
get
out
big in
podcast
Canada.
tomorrow. Yeah, get us. Yeah, it's a whole new country.
People forget that.
People do forget that. Our neighbor to the north.
Quick trip across the border. It'll be right there.
People are very nice. We got to go to a game.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
play in
We're in
Montreal.
We play in Montreal. We
That'd
play
be
in
fun.
Toronto,
That would be
and we
really
play in
I've never been in
Hamilton.
Toronto. I've heard
Toronto's a
fun.
great city.
Good city.
Great city.
No doubt.
Is Drake going to come to a game in Toronto?
You know, I've talked to him about it the day when I got there. I told him I was signing. He said he'd try to make one this year. So I know they're going
All right,
on
let us
tour
know.
for like
We'll go
8
with
months,
him.
but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll show up with him. He needs the support right now.
No doubt.
Yeah, he does. You weren't here. I tried to go. I saw Pusha T. I went to Pusha T just
Really?
to see him sing the Drake song. He didn't sing it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Your friend got murdered.
I mean, he obviously came at him out of the gate. I didn't expect Pusha T to actually come back like that. Whenever
I don't think anyone did.
Whenever I got back to the locker room the next day and the guys were talking about it, I'm like, I highly doubt that Pusha T came back at him like that. And I was surprised. I figured it would go back on for a little bit more, but
Oh no, Kanye called it off.
so Kanye makes the rules.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot.
does. I mean,
I don't like it from a Drake perspective. I think you have to come back.
I like Drake. Yeah,
It took me 6 months, but I came back at
I mean,
Kevin Clancy.
he
like
came back a couple
motherfucker.
times with in the Meek Mill
Yeah.
situation, so I figured he would.
Yeah, he needs to come back. He needs to come like Undertaker out of the grave. Just being like,
I mean,
It doesn't matter.
It's almost
Doesn't have to
been
be
like a week
tomorrow.
now. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean,
Well,
it's
that's what I'm
almost-
saying.
It's almost old news now.
When we got in our rap battle here, 6 months, I sat writing a takedown song of Kevin, and over time, mine has stood the test of time, where his is no good. So maybe that's what Drake is doing.
and the problem is with the Drake's songs are always better, but when you come hard, like Pusha T could have just he could have put that in a tweet, and everyone been like, well,
He could just that could have been spoken word.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
So.
All right. That's it. That's all we got for the rundown. Listen to Comeback Season tomorrow.
Yeah, download it.
All right.